What up? It's Carl. I'm on my way back home from the gym. I already recorded a podcast episode on the way to the gym, so I have this crazy cool routine that I'm doing now that allows me to get more podcasting done. So when I get home, typically what I do is I get on my laptop, and what I'll do is I'll write a blog post, most likely, and then I'm going to read the Bible. I have to read the Bible at 1 page a day. That's my goal. Well, technically it'd be 2 pages, but yeah, that's my goal is to do that. I have to stay in the Word. I have to stay learning, always learning, and stuff like that. And I'm kind of flip-flopping back and forth because I don't know if I should work on my music or if I should work on my blog post. I think I need to get some fuel in my body because after the gym, I get really drained. I get hungry because I don't eat anything before I go to the gym, and I think that's fine. Last night, I got home from work, and I plopped on the bed, and I just started listening to audiobooks. I listen to a lot of audiobooks by Napoleon Hill, and the other is Andrew Carnegie. I listened to the most recent one that I finished was by a different author called Pat. His name was Pat, and he talked about the laws of I can't remember. It was a pretty good book. Sometimes though you have to reread books in order to get it, because I find myself as I'm reading different books, I find that I think I know it all, and that I think I know what the person's talking about, and I believe they call that reading comprehension. So I'm here, and I know that I need to keep rereading books because you have to sink it in. You have to make sure that you understand it. So that's what I like about Audible, is it allows me to have this huge library of books, assuming my hearing lasts for as long as I live, right? But eventually, when I get my own place, in terms of buying my own house and whatnot, I will have my own library of books, because I genuinely do like to read in the morning, whether it's the Bible or whatever. And so I have some pretty good morning routines. And that's also what I want to talk about this morning. Is it's been a huge blessing coming at this morning routine. They call it the Miracle Morning, and it's just I think it's kind of a marketing gimmick, or whatever you want to call it. But I really do get what the guy's saying. And again, you have to reread books, because although I'm thinking marketing gimmick right now, the book is telling me what I need to do, and it's up to me to listen to it or reread it and stuff like that. So I'm always open and challenging the way that I think, and I'm grateful today to be alive. My life has really been getting a lot better. I'm starting to save some cash, and I'm starting to take my time with my music to be more creative, and I'm doing well in work. I got a really good job with a really good company, and I can move around. So I'm really grateful, I'll tell you that much, and I think you should be too. But I feel it too. Sometimes I'm not always this happy. Sometimes I'm in pain, or I'm sick, or I'm hanging around the wrong people or something like that. So I'm not always happy. But what I can tell you is I haven't been drinking or smoking or doing drugs or eating out. So I have some pretty good habits. And I will tell you this. Whether it's looking at porn or it's looking at whatever it is, like for me it was porn. It was really bad. And it's never going to go away. But I do believe that you will learn as you get older that what you put in your mind is extremely important, as well as who you hang out with. So it's been quite a journey for me, from smoking cigarettes all the time at age 15 or 16 to thinking too much about women and it's never gonna end. But I think as you get older, you start to find that there is a different quality of life, right? I was always scared of poverty, and I always kept my cards close to my chest, and I never wanted to spend a dime. And that's true. Like, you do, and this is where I'm leaning, is you do want to make sure that you stay within your budget. You know, you want to make sure that you're kind of not spending more than you make. But at the same time, the greatest thing about life is progression and growth. For me, yeah, I want to keep my expenses as low as possible, but within reason, your quality of life is just as important. So you want to make sure that you're always finding ways to make more money, but do it in a way that works for you. You know, I'm probably the realest dude you're gonna meet, because I've been through it. You know, I guess you could call it from rags to riches or whatever. I'm not rich by any means, but I do believe that it has more to do with your mindset than it has to do with money. I find myself it's very difficult for me to have, I didn't grow up with extreme amount of confidence, and I do envy those who grew up in a really good household. And some may say that I grew up in a really good household, and I did. It's just, the only thing I wish is that my parents stayed together, you know. I wish that they stayed together so I could know what it's like to have a family that is, you know, together. Because I've noticed that my relationships haven't been that good. And I want them to be better, you know. I want to be a better man. I want to treat the next girlfriend or wife that I have, I want to be extremely loyal to her, you know, and I want to have kids if I can. You never know. And so I'm afraid of that too, you know, and if anything, I'll probably just adopt. But you never know, and it's scary but I don't think it really ever ends, because as you get older, you realize that there's new challenges that no one could teach you, not your parents, the way that you grew up. There's nothing that's ever going to truly prepare you for what you're about to take on in life. So for me, it's always been keep growing, keep learning. Don't let people put guilt trips on you, you know. Be happy, be thankful, and it all starts with the morning, right? This morning routine. Look how much I'm getting done, you know, recording podcasts, producing music, all before I have to go to work at 7:30 or whatever, you know. And it's really nice to talk to you about this sort of thing, because I know a lot of people are struggling out there, and life is not going to always be easy. Trust me, I feel it too, you know. But what I'll always tell my listeners and my followers is that you have got to keep learning. There's times when I give up, I'm like, I think I'm onto something. But you have to keep an open mind, because there's always new bits and pieces of information that you can learn. It's so true. There's so much information out there that once you think that you know it all, you don't. There's always something else to learn. And I want to impress upon you that is absolutely true. You have to be able to read books and get the aha moments, but then look further, right? You have to keep looking further, keep reading books again and again, because there's always something. It's great when you find a really good book and you're really into it, but at the same time, you want to reread the book, right? So it's a good book, it's awesome, you know, you're like, man, I really like this one, but keep reading and reading and reading it, and then you'll get it. You have to cement the principles into your mind, and it has to become a habit, right? It has excuse me, it has to become a part of the way that you think. So that's it for today's episode. I feel really good about it. If you want to support the show, I have one way that you can do it. You can go to my Instagram at WolvOfficial, click on the link description, bio description, same thing, and go in there and you'll see a donate button, along with a way to get to my personal website, which is wolvofficial.com. I'm the only author on there. It's where I share with you everything. There's no images, so it loads extremely fast, but there's a donate button there. I use Donate LY, which goes through Stripe, which goes straight to my bank account. So if you want to donate and help me, I would really appreciate that. I want to pay down some more debt. I don't ever want to get in debt again, just like the Dave Ramsey says, the great Dave Ramsey. And I want to use the money, once I get to a point where I'm completely debt-free, I want to build up my cash and really work hard on focusing on building a business, a physical one. Maybe I'm thinking retail, because I really admire, I have a lot of retail experience and warehouse experience, and building something like that in the real world, such as similar to Walmart, the guy is an inspiration, and similar to a lot of other things. I really like goods and stuff like that, so it's going to be me putting in great management. I'm not going to work there, but I'm going to be overseeing it, and watching it grow, and really creating an environment for people to thrive. And I don't want people coming to work like, another day at the work, another day at job. I want there to be resources there for them to grow and improve, and a great break room. And I want people to feel extremely relaxed. I want that to be a place where people can grow and feel comfortable. So that's what I'm going to do with the money. That's my long-term goal. I'm not really big into stock investing and stuff like that. I mean, I've done it, but it's I think it's more about the physical, being there locally with people and selling goods and making people's day and bringing joy to people. So that's what I eventually plan to do with the money, doing it big. And then obviously I'm going to use the money to pay for recording studios, to make my Wolf Official brand even, to reach more people. And then, but yeah, if you can support, if you can't, no hard feelings. I'm going to keep doing this anyway, right? I got a job. I don't, necessarily need the money. I'm not desperate, but it does help. And then when you're at my website at wolfofficial.com, feel free to look around. I have nothing but articles that I've written to really help you out. So I do need to get back inside, and I need to get to work. I think I got the energy to make my song and read the Bible, and what else do I got? You know what I mean? Make my lunch. So I really appreciate you guys listening. I hope this was valuable to you. Have a good day.